What's up, world? Welcome to the Positive Truth, uplifting and positive news for a more progressive society. Tim, what are we trying to bring?
Here at The Positive Truth, we're trying to bring awareness, empowerment, inspiration, optimism, and understanding to communities everywhere.
In case this is your first time tuning in, we appreciate that. We do uplifting and positive news every Monday and Wednesday. And on Friday, we talk about an issue, facts about it, why it's an issue, and how you can change it for the better. We're trying to be the opposite of the nightly news where you always hear about all these crazy bad things happening. We focus on the positive, and we also focus on issues and how you can change them. Tim's looking mighty fresh right now.
And the black Positive Truth shirt. Here at The Positive Truth, we're trying to do the best we can by giving you guys positive news that you guys don't normally hear, but we're also trying to give back to our communities as well. And one of the first things that we decided to do were make some shirts. And how we're going to give these away: if you get 10 shares or 10 likes on Facebook, you send us the names at our Positive Truth Gmail.
The Positive Truth at Gmail.
Yeah, and we'll definitely send you a shirt for free. Also, if you would like to purchase a shirt, they're $20. And if you purchase a shirt, you get to choose from 3 nonprofit organizations that your $20 goes to. That's right, all 20. We're not whatsoever keeping a dollar of this.
We're losing money.
We are losing money, but
we're trying to help out the planet, help out the world, man.
That's what we're about at The Positive Truth. And the 3 nonprofit organizations are RAIN, the Positive Tomorrows, and the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. I think this is one of the coolest things we could do, and we're going to continue bringing more new things to the table. But right now we're starting off with this, and if you guys want to help be a part of something positive like this, like us on Facebook, share our status, talk to your friends, get these shirts out there.
Absolutely. So you get a free t-shirt, all this money goes to nonprofits. It's a win-win.
We're helping.
Absolutely. Share the positive truth, share the positive news. In the meantime, our topic today is gossiping.
Mm-hmm.
What is gossiping, Tim?
Gossip. It's a casual or unconstrained conversation or reports about other people, typically involving details that are not confirmed as being true.
You know, this is the first topic we've had where I kind of feel like, because gossiping's so natural. Like,
it is.
Damn near impossible not to do it.
Damn near.
Like,
I mean, everybody does it.
Like, how can we not do it? We're social creatures. Like,
Man.
How do you, like, not go throughout your day and not talk about someone that isn't in your presence?
I mean, you're absolutely right. You're right. It's hard to. Especially the way conversations are being had, like at work or at school, anywhere. I mean, it's constant gossip. Did you hear what happened over here? Or, man, I watched this the other day and they reminded me of this. And it's just, we're constantly gossiping about something.
I have a stat: about 60% of conversations between adults are about someone who isn't present.
Wow.
Yeah, we were just talking about NBA basketball. We were talking about people that wasn't present. You know what I mean?
That is true, huh?
And it's so, like, you can't always talk about yourselves. There's basically 4 things to talk about. You talk about yourself, you talk about the person, you know, you're talking to,
right,
the world around you, and ideas. And so when you're not talking about each other or yourself, like, you're probably going to be talking about people. Kind of hard to avoid it, right?
You're absolutely right. I feel like it's good. There's negative gossip and positive gossip, I feel like.
Yeah, absolutely.
As long as we keep it on the positive side, I think we should be good.
Yeah, as long as we control it.
Well,
I mean,
why do people gossip, though?
Social bonding? Think about it. So, everyone's started a new job before. If you haven't, congratulations, it's coming soon. Whenever you get there, like, you sit back and you listen, and you can learn social cues just by, like first day at school. Like, you hear what the other kids are talking about. You find out what's cool. You find out what's appropriate, what's not appropriate. You also give off, like, your values. Like, hey, Tim, I can't believe so-and-so did this. Can you believe that? What you're portraying is, like, I don't do that. The social, like, front.
It is.
So it's kind of hard not to do. Have you ever been involved in any gossip?
Of course. We were gossiping like right before we started recording.
I'm talking like gossip that involved you in a negative light.
Oh yes, I mean, We work in the serving industry, man. It is what it is. We work in the restaurant industry. There's always gossip there, and of course, you're always going to deal with somebody that doesn't like you. And for me, of course, like there's people talking about me, and I definitely don't handle it well all the time, but I'm learning.
So how do you handle it?
At first, I just used to let it eat me up inside until I blew up. Now I'm confronting it in a positive, polite way, because at the end of the day, once you go up to somebody that's talking about you, usually it stops real quick.
I have like the exact opposite problem with you.
Really?
I really don't care what people say about me.
Man, I'm starting to get there.
Because my thing is like, I'm that guy that's like, if you like, JP, I heard you were hooking up with so-and-so at work. I'm gonna be like, here's my phone, here's my passcode, you wanna go through my phone real quick? Like, because honesty kills gossip, right?
Right.
So it's like transparency. It's like, we all know people are gonna gossip. So if you're just honest about it, it's like, it's not a shush thing anymore.
And it's true. See, it's hard for me to just be...
There's a whole lot of don't care in me.
Yeah, it's hard for me not to care, because there's a whole lot of care for stuff I should not be caring about, you know what I mean? Like, that's none of my business to care about, but I'm starting to get to that point where you can say what you want, it is what it is. It really is.
I mean, but honesty kills everything. Kills all... I know we're skipping, we usually...
Oh, it's fine. We're having a conversation.
Yeah.
That's what we do here.
But like it's so hard not to engage in it sometimes. Because like you have a coworker, and it's like, or manager. So I work in the server business, and the manager is like constantly keeping too many people. It's hard not to go up to your coworkers and be like, such and such manager being a dummy again. You know what I mean? Like, that's workplace gossip.
Exactly. And that happens a lot in every job.
Yeah.
Every place you work. Oh my gosh. Man, somebody tell Susie to go sit down. Like, it happens everywhere.
Or like, they're in a bad mood, stay away.
Yeah. Man, it's almost impossible. It really is.
I mean, and it really can tear people apart, because not everyone's like me, most people like you. So when they come around the corner and they hear themselves being talked about, it like really hurts their feelings. Like, this is not the positive truth what I'm about to say, but when I was younger, I got really good at taking insults and giving them back. That's how I learned to survive school.
Witty JP.
And so I remember one time, like, somebody was like always like messing with me. It was like 7th, 8th grade. And I walked up to him and I said, this is why everyone talks bad about you behind your back. And I walked away. And this was like, at the time I was like, yeah, this was like one of the meanest. At the time I didn't realize how mean it was. And they came up to me like, because we went to different high schools after that. They're like, hey man, you remember that one time you told me that? It was like the first thing he said to me in like years.
Right.
I was like, yeah? He was like, was it true? I'm like, you still thinking about that? Like, that's how much gossip affects people.
Yeah, for sure. Man, words hurt. For some people, like for me, I know if you would have told me that would have affected me like every day I would have been working on like trying to please other people instead of focusing on my own goals.
That's another thing about gossiping. It's like you're building up a positive self-image. So when you hear negative gossip about you, people talking bad about you, it's just like tears you apart, man.
You're absolutely right. Gossip isn't. There's a lot of negative aspects from gossip, man, and I definitely don't enjoy it.
So like what I focused on was like how we can change it for the better. Mm-hmm. I focused on 3 ways that we can basically gossip without it tearing someone else apart.
I like this. I want to hear these.
All right. So like you can gossip, just make sure it's not at the expense of someone else. So you can. No one cares about gossip when you're like, oh, so and so, they're really good at their job. Like no one cares. You know what I mean? Like that's just like the first step. If you tell something like, or if you say like, I really don't like this aspect of this person, but I haven't like addressed it with them yet, and I'm trying to figure out how. And if you say that to a coworker, like, yeah, I don't like that too. How are you going to address it? You know what I mean? Like something you never hear at work.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's everybody's impulse takers at work. Everything's happening so fast, so to think like, how could we address this?
And we're all trying to get paid.
Exactly. I mean, $2.13 an hour?
Ballin'.
But no, I hear you. I actually have one for ways to deal with it is spend time thinking about some positive things to gossip about, so things won't be so negative at work. For me, at work or at school or at home with your friends, just think about positive things to gossip about versus, man, she never does any of her side work, or man, she's always late,
Or man, they're sleeping with so and so.
Exactly. Like, let's get away from those conversations. Let's start talking about positive things. Like, man,
Did you watch the game last night?
Exactly. And then we'll go into that and we'll keep it as positive as we can, because conversation can turn negative real quick. And when it turns negative, somebody's going to get their feelings hurt. It may not be you. You may go home happy and thinking you had a great day, but in all reality, the lady that you were talking about, gossiping about, heard about what you said, and now she's sitting there thinking about where her life went wrong.
Yeah, man. Like, that was my second point. Like, know when and how to steer the conversation in another direction.
Mm-hmm.
So just know the people you're talking to, and just be like, so if you're a kid in high school and they're always talking about, oh, such and such is wearing fake shoes.
Man, that was a lot too. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You can just be like, oh, well, what kind of shoes do you like? You can just keep it semi on subject, but turn it. And that's actually my last tip is like, there's ways to forge bonds with friends and coworkers without using gossip as a crutch. What I always do is I just ask questions about the other person, because everyone loves to talk about themselves.
Yeah.
So it's like, Tim, what did you do this weekend?
You know, I worked, grind.
So where do you work? And then where do you work? How often do you work? Blah, 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 blah. How's your kids' week? How's your kids' softball game? Did you watch the basketball game last night? You can just keep on going. If you just listen to this person, everyone loves to talk about it. So if they start saying something negative about someone else, switch it back on them.
That just brought me up to another thought, man. A lot of people don't have the confidence to just think of questions right off the bat. Like, how was your day? What did you eat last night? Stuff like that. I think it would help for those that are dealing with gossip, that are dealing with negative gossip. Write some stuff down the night before. If you had a bad day, all that gossip, to change the subject. Write questions down that you would want to ask to change that subject. I think that would help out a lot. For me, especially even at work, because I deal with all kind of random, unnecessary gossip. And there's days where I definitely get into my feelings because I feel like, why? But at the end of the day, like, I can easily change the subject and I can handle it a lot better. And I feel like writing it down the day before would definitely help. Brainstorm, give you that confidence you need, because you know what? I already wrote down 8 questions I'm going to say because I'm prepared. Tú sabes.
I'm the opposite of that. I can just come up with them on a dime.
I already know, JP. You're one of the wittiest people I know, and I don't talk noise about you for a reason.
I have never trash talked. That might be a little untrue. But like, yeah, you just ask questions. Like, just steer them certain ways.
Yeah, I have that down as well, and I love it, man. I really do love changing the topic so it can be more positive, or it can just get away from that negative gossip, because gossip is unavoidable. There's nothing we can do about that.
Oh yeah, and like the thing, like I want to go back. Like, remember, honesty kills gossip. If you're transparent and honest, it's just that's the end of it. Like, you just have to remember that. If it's not true, just like, this isn't gonna bother me. I know it's not true, and I can prove it. And then like they can still be like in their heads, be like, oh, I still think it's true. They might say that, but then like the like another coworker's be like, I don't know, man, blah blah blah. You're just gonna kill the gossip.
No, you absolutely will. And the
just confidence in yourself, honesty, transparency.
I love the honesty part. I love it, because being honest, what gossip's after that? Let's talk about something else. The subject will immediately change.
Yeah, like,
because the people that are gossiping, they don't have the facts. And when you don't have facts, you have nothing to support you. And when you don't have anything to support you, you fall over every time. Next subject.
Exactly. And so like certain positions are going to have more gossip than others. Like if you're in a position where you're in like high school, you're probably going to be dealing with more gossip than someone that's self-employed but working with themselves.
Right.
If you're manager, leader, top of the barn, I guarantee you everyone underneath you is talking about you. And so that's going to be like really tough to deal with, because you got 20, 30, 100 coworkers all like looking out for themselves, all talking bad about you. And so you're going to have to be honest and transparent in the workplace while also dealing with it. But if it's not true, and if like people aren't saying these things to your face, like if it's not such a big deal that they're like, hey, I have a problem with this restaurant because of A, B, and C, you just can't let it bother you.
You're absolutely right.
That's easier said than done.
It is. It very much is. And that's not something we're saying, hey, you guys just need to suck it up and grow thick skin.
No, that's not easy.
All the gossip that's happening around you, just use it as a life experience. If it hurts your feelings that much, find out what it is, confront the person that's gossiping about you, correct that. I promise you it'll change immediately, especially if it's not true. The subject will change. But at the end of the day, you have to use it as a learning lesson. It's going to happen again. You can't run from it. You're going to, no matter where you go, somebody's going to gossip about you because that's just how the world is. So it's unavoidable.
Tim, can we make this personal?
Yes, sir.
What is the worst gossip you've ever experienced?
Oh, man. All right. I had a pregnant side chick that hit me up and my wife for abortion money.
What?
This is real. Phone calls and everything. That was the worst gossip ever. Worst. And it was terrible because it started spreading out. It was a girl I used to work with. And it started spreading everywhere. And it was like so not true. You know what I mean? It was like, what is going on? But, you know, of course, there's always that one or two people that really believe it. I think it might be true, you know? And at first, of course, I'm hot. I'm ready to just fight everybody.
How did you find out about this?
Text messages and stuff. I was getting text messages from a girl from work that told me about it, that heard about it. And then I went to work the next day, and there's 2 or 3 people, of course, that worked at the time that heard about it. And one's like, hey, is this true? I'm like, who all knows? Well, everybody was talking about it. Why? And of course, you know, there's people there that will have your back, and there's people there that won't. And for me, that was a huge learning lesson. Like,
so how did you kill this?
I kept my circle smaller. The people that know me, and the people that don't, I mean, you see who I am from a distance. I keep my circle small. I trust those around me, and whenever I hear other people gossiping about me, that's where I have my circle. Hey, like, do you guys feel this about me? No, not at all. Like, what is that person talking about? Well, this is the situation. This is why I might think this person feels that way. No, Tim, you're overreacting. That person's just, you know, was probably upset and said that type of thing. And my circle's real small for a reason. That you need that support. You need those friends, those family members.
Did you confront the person that brought this up?
Oh, 100%.
Well, how'd that go?
I blocked on Facebook, Instagram. I'm blocked on all kinds of social media.
No, how'd the actual conversation go?
Oh, the conversation was a lot of cussing and all kind of, you know, just being young and dumb. And
how?
This was a while ago. We weren't married yet. We were just boyfriend and girlfriend at the time. But I got blocked on all kinds of social media and just stopped talking from there. It was definitely like unnecessary gossip for sure.
That's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah.
I've never had anything even close to that.
Southside problems, man. When you work in a restaurant business where you just get random people coming in every month and then quitting after 2 weeks, it's like all kind of people hating because why is he always in front? Why has he got this position? Why does he have that? Why does he get this amount of money? Why does, you know what I mean? And whenever you're doing good things or good things are happening to you, I notice.
So now that you're older, would you handle it differently?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So what would you do differently?
I would have laughed it off. In all reality. I think I got so upset because I was so young and people were believing it. But now, at 28...
So that goes back to like why we gossip, because it's social bonding. You want to build yourself up.
Exactly.
And you were mad because people were tearing you down.
Exactly. They put me in a light that I did not want to be in. They put me in a light. I was a cheater. I was a liar. You know, I was a deadbeat type of person. And that's not who I was, who I thought I was, or who I wanted to be. And now, if that's how you see me, that's perfectly fine. I know I'm not that as a person, and everybody else in the real world that's not in that mentality will see that I'm not that. So I'm perfectly fine with people thinking I'm a terrible human being because in all reality, I know I'm not, and the people around me know I'm not.
Tim said he's a man of integrity.
Indubitably. What about you, JP?
The worst gossip I've ever had?
I want to hear this because for me, I feel like it's going to be something like you stole some shoes or something.
Well, I'm sure there's been a lot of gossip about me. Well, so I'll just do this. So I have a thing. I don't kiss and tell.
Right.
So, you know, when you work in a workplace environment, they're like, when was the last time you went on a date? I don't kiss and tell. When was the last time you did this? Like, when was the last time you held hands? I'm like, that's not kissing. I'm like, I don't care. Because I feel like if we're not in a relationship, like,
I agree.
I feel like kissing and telling is one of those things where one person is like building themselves up. There's no benefits to kissing and telling. So every workplace I've ever had, there's always been like some rumor about me either being a complete slut or being a virgin. Like no in between.
Right, I hear you.
And so at one of my jobs, it was like a girl that worked there, and she was like 16. Like, oh, JP hooked up with her. See, this is how I handled the situation. I was like, all right,
Cell phone.
here's my cell phone. I'm gonna give you 30 minutes.
Oh Oh.
Go for it. It's like, come on now. Like, I haven't done this.
Right.
And so when you're just, I was just so honest about it, it pretty much killed it. I was like, no, like, are you serious? I have the proof right here. But then I told them, like, I understand why this is going on because I never talk about it. So it's clearly juicy. This mystery makes it juicy. So I understand that. I just don't care.
Your don't care attitude is like, I'm so envy of it.
It's definitely a downfall in some places too.
I hear you for sure. But yeah, like with gossip, I definitely care too much, and I'm getting to the point where, meh.
Man is a lot healthier.
It is.
It's a lot healthier than don't care. I'll tell you that for sure.
So many more positive things happen when I'm just like, especially when I know it's not true. I'm just like, meh, and then all of a sudden it's like a $20 tip or something. You know what I mean? Like positive things happen whenever you don't feed gasoline to that fire. You know what I mean?
Because it affects you mentally and emotionally, and then it comes out with how you're working.
Mentally, emotionally, physically, at the end of the day.
So, everyone, we all know, to summarize, we all know you're gonna gossip. Kind of have to. It's in our social programming. Let's just gossip in a more progressive, positive way to build people up and learn how to steer the conversation away. And the best way to steer the conversation away is ask that person about what's going on in their life. Because everyone loves to talk about themselves. And if they're just gossiping and tearing people down to build themselves up, there's not a better, the easiest way to, build yourself up is to talk about yourself. So if you just ask them questions, there you go.
Very true.
Do you have a positive quote for us, Tim?
Yes, sir. But before I tell you, make sure you guys are following us on all our social media platforms on Facebook at The Positive Truth Podcast, on Twitter at TPT_podcast, Instagram at The Positive Truth, iTunes, YouTube, Google Play, and SoundCloud. Did I miss anything? I think I got everything.
Bang, bang.
We're going to do one by Will Rogers, since, Will Rogers Airport is in Oklahoma and all that. The only time people dislike gossip is when you gossip about them.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's not do that. Let's keep it positive.
Until then, we'll be back on Monday with some uplifting and positive news. We're out.
Stay positive.